Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Brigador. Last time we learned a bit of lore, we did Beginner's Falafel. My computer just had a stroke. As always, we will start out with a new episode, with a new campaign mission. Today I guess we'll do Think It Over. Another song that I don't recognize immediately. Contract. Removal of opposition, at least 70%. Opposition light loyalist. Well done, Miss Alto. Would you mind providing another such display of prowess for your next contract? There's a request from upper management to see a video feed from Clotilde Alto in action. Your task is to sweep the neighboring industrial zone of loyalist tanks. Good hunting. Again, we only have Alto and the Zulig. I wonder if that's what you can buy new people. I'll stick with this for now. We'll engage. We'll start out like this. I do start with ammo this time. That's always a good thing. Okay. The first question is, what are my targets? You're still very much in the tutorial here. Is that a target? Is that just like whatever? Wait for them to get in range. There we go, that's that. Someone lobbed a missile at me or something. I don't know exactly what that was yet, but like, who are these? Surely we should be saving our ammo for, like, the, I'm sure there's gonna be, like tanks and stuff for the fight, right? I like how they put these in the way to give you time to make you slow down to have to read them. I believe that is what we call hit scan, what they're talking about here. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad, though. Okay, there is a tank we're gonna fight. Can we shoot from here? Does not look like it. I don't know if their AIs are just bad, though, but, okay, oh, okay, well... Oh, I didn't even register you as existing at first. Is it dead? I think it's dead here. Should we, like, stop those or something? I don't know. I guess we'll learn all the tactical nuances as they rise, right? Oh, that's useful. Okay, I think, is that all of them? There's still you. Okay, gotta squish you, that's fine. Yeah, this is Hotline Miami style, which is another game I should play on the channel sometime. I sure did, some of them. I didn't see the tank, but I'm guessing I just got some big advantage from doing that. I know you're supposed to kill the enemies, like these little guys as well, so... You can't stop your way through there. Oh! I did not parse you immediately, I'm gonna be honest, kinda on me there. Looks like that's gonna be a big obstacle for me in this game, is like knowing what I'm looking at. Oh, and that, I was gonna say, where's the exit? That explains it right there. Alright, could have done better, I'm sure, with respect to maintaining my health. But, hey. A win's a win, right? Like, a big part of this at the start is going to be just getting used to the controls and such, so, there's going to be a fair bit of fumbling about at the start. I think that's kind of inevitable. I don't know if I'm not going to look up, any of the song references here. How many are there? There's a number. I want to kind of experience those naturally. Because, like, I don't know if... Are we going to unlock people naturally? Because, like, here we start with... For freelance, we start with Norman Osberger and not, They don't list what's her name. Is she here at all? Yeah, Clotilda Alta. We have to buy her for 35 million, so... And I think for now we will buy some lore and we'll talk about that for the rest of today's episode. And so the pacing of this is going to be a bit weird at the start, but I guess Requisition is buying it? It sure is. Alright, I get to read some more fake legalese. That's a good start, right? Obligations of company. Company agrees to assume no liability for contractor actions, damages inflicted by contractor, or damages inflicted upon contractor, both physical and emotional, in pursuing the agreement. Company will comply with all reasonable requests of contractor necessary to the performance of contractor's duties under this agreement levied prior to contractor deployment. Company agrees to sever all contact with and deny all knowledge of contractor pursuant contractor engaging in actions identifiable in any way as being in connection with the company. Once sum is delivered following successful liberation of zones and survival of interval, company will erase all outwardly accessible record of transactions or knowledge related to agreement. Copyright, of course. Wouldn't be an evil, corrupt company without some copyright going on. All results in the proceeds of contractors' work hereunder, including without limitation, the asset and any revisions, amendments, modifications, translations, alterations, and sequels, enhancements and sequels thereto, any derivatives works therefrom, whether produced by contractor or a third party regardless of form, including without limitation all materials produced by contractor in fulfillment of its obligations hereunder, including but not limited to reports, memoranda, drawing, documentation, models, shall be deemed to be a work made for hire for company within the meaning of the copyright laws or the redacted, or any similar analogous law or statute of other jurisdiction, and accordingly, company shall be the owner throughout the galaxy. Without limiting, contractor hereby assigns all right, title, and interest in and to the asset, and all the foregoing furnished to company hereunder, whether copyrighted or not. Contractor shall assist company and its nominees in every proper way to secure, maintain, and defend for company's own benefit copyrights, extensions, and renewals thereof on any and all such materials. I like how they get to own your drawings, even though that, like, has absolutely nothing to do with anything that's going on. Just, like... Anyways, termination of agreement. The company may terminate this agreement on the occurrence of any of the following events: inaction of contractor, breach of agreement by contractor, death or dissolution of contractor, assignment of this agreement by a contractor without consent of the company, public knowledge of contractor. If contractor defaults in the performance of this agreement or materially breaches any of its provisions, company, at company's option, may serve written notice and or death to contractor if contractor fails to cure such default immediately. For the purposes of this section, material breach of this agreement shall include but not be limited to contractor's failure to provide this asset to company by the deadline. If company defaults in the performance of this agreement or materially breaches any of its provisions, contractor, at contractor's option, may serve original or transmitted written notice to company. And if company fails to cure such default within 5 days, contractor may terminate this agreement. However, termination of agreement, even in event of agreement completion by contractor, guarantees that no sum or portion of sum shall be paid out of the contractor or contractor benefactors in case of contractor death or dissolution. In the event of termination of this agreement by either party for a breach as provided herein, no party shall have remedies available to it at law and in equity. I know how much everyone loves the reading of the contract, so let's go ahead and buy ourselves another one. Contractor's warranties and indemnifications. Contractor represents and warrants the company that, with respect to the asset which contractor will deliver to company in performance of this agreement, the contractor warrants that it has no right to make and disclose thereof without liability to any third party. Contractor has not sold, assigned, leased, licensed, or in any other way disposed of or encumbered the asset in whole or in part to any party other than the company. The performance of the terms of this agreement and the performance of contractor's duties hereunder may breach in any separate argument by which contractor is bound or violate or infringe any rights of any third party, and so long this agreement remains in effect, contractor may commit any acts consistent with pursuing this agreement and will not be liable via the company for any governmental, civic, or court-martial suits or war crimes. There are no and there will not be any liens, claims, or encumbrances against the asset which would derogate from or be inconsistent with any of the company's proprietary rights with respect thereto. Contractor represents and warrants that it is, and at all times during the terms of this agreement, will the holder of all consents necessary for it to perform its obligations hereunder, and in the event that there are any litigation or other claim pending or threatening or fact which may be the basis of any claim against the asset or contractor, the contractor may take action which would prevent interference with the rights of company under this agreement. Contractor will indemnify and hold company free and harmless from any obligations, costs, claims, judgments, attorney's fees, undertaker's fees, mortician's fees, and attachments arising from, growing out of, or in any way connected with the services rendered to company under this agreement. The representations, warranties, and indemnification rights set forth in the agreement shall survive execution of this agreement, the performance of the obligation of contractor hereunder, and cancellation or termination of this agreement. And, just to get it out of the way, let's go ahead and do Brigador Contract 4 as well. General provisions. Any notice required under this agreement to be served upon company shall be delivered verbally or in writing. It shall be deemed effective when served personally or directly transmitted and recorded. Any mailed or transmitted notice to the company that is intercepted or witnessed by an outside party shall be grounds for termination of contractor or persons acting at contractor's behest. This agreement supersedes any and all agreements, both oral and written, between the parties with respect to the rendering of services by a contractor for company, and contains all the covenants and agreements between the parties with respect to the rendering of these services in any manner whatsoever. Each party acknowledges that no representations, inducements, promises, or agreements, written or oral, have been made by either party or by anyone acting on behalf of either party that are not embodied in this agreement. Any modification of this agreement will be allowable. Contractor shall be deemed to have the status of an independent contractor, and nothing in this agreement shall be deemed to place the parties in the relationship of employer-employee, principal agent, partners, or joint venturers. Contractor shall be responsible for any withholding taxes, payroll taxes, disability insurance payments, unemployment taxes, and other similar taxes or charges on the payments conceded by contractor hereunder. Company shall have no responsibility or liability of any kind to any subcontractors providing service to or for the benefit of the contractor. If contractor dies or is dissolved prior to completion of this agreement, any monies that were to be due to contractors from company for services rendered prior to the date of death or dissolution shall not be paid in any portion to contractors, executors, administrators, heirs, personal representative, successors, or assigns. The company accepts contractor death or dissolution as being in breach of the agreement. If any action at law or in equity, including an action for declaratory relief, is brought to enforce or interpret the provisions of this agreement, contractor will be held responsible for deflecting any court investigation in addition to rendering any other relief to which the company may be entitled. The attorney's fees may be set by the company in the same action or in a separate action brought for that purpose. This agreement may be executed in any number of counterparts which shall together constitute the contract of the parties. In witness whereof, the parties have hereunto set their hands and seals the day and year first above written. Company, the Solo Millbrae Concern, aka SNC, and redacted company. Well, the good news is we don't have to slog through that next time. Now we can read about things like the factions and all that. Next time we gotta do some of that. And Intel. We get to... I don't know if I should do Intel next. It's cheap enough we can kind of run through a lot of it, but... I mean, what do they give us? Like, here they give us nothing aside from the first one, which we're still waiting to read. In terms of lore, we did welcome Brigador. I'm not sure. We'll think about it. But in either case, my voice is getting sore here, so we will call it an episode here. And next time we'll do another mission, and we'll keep doing this loop in some way or another. So look forward to that, I guess. For now, as always, thank you for watching.